Okay, guys, so let's continue with the next aspect of our accounting software, that is creating our financial statement, i.e., our income statement and our balance sheet. So far, we've done everything from GL, from creating our trial balance, we're having our debits and credits and whatnot. And now what we want to do is to create our financial statement, and that's having the income statement and the balance sheet. Okay, so let's see how we can do this with what we already have. So we'll come to data, which is where we are. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come to main. Okay, main is what is going to have the account statements that we're looking out for. So we're going to create a slice of this. Okay, we're going to call it income statement. Okay, so for the main, which has all the lines, we're just going to take only the income statement lines. Okay, so we're going to come here, create an expression that's going to say basically statement is equal to income statement, right? You can click save. Good. Okay, so if you create a view on this, it's going to make sure that the lines you're having for this view is just income statement line. The balance sheet lines will not show. So let's come here just to demonstrate this. Come create a new view on the menu. I'm going to call this income statement. And then I'll click here and I'll select income statement over here. Change this to table. And then if you pay close attention, let me group this by, do I have the class of account? Yeah, class of accounts. Good. You see revenue, other income, cost of sales, expenses, and then we are done, right? But if I had used just the main, okay, so you have revenue, fixed assets, get it. And that's why we created just the income statement line. Okay, good. I'm going to save this. Great. Now, what we want to do, in addition to having the various lines, right? Let me put this in tabular view. So in addition to having just the income statement lines, we need totals, right? That will show total revenue, total other income, total cost of sales and whatnot. Okay, so what I mean is when it comes to the computer version and come to statements here, you see you have total revenue, you have total revenue, total income, you have total cost of sales, gross profit, and we have what? Profit and what? Total expenses. So we need to add these lines to currently our existing income statement. So what we're going to do is come here and we'll go to our spreadsheet. So I'm going to click view data source. Good. And then under view data source, we'll come here, COA main. Okay, so we're going to add our totals to this particular table. Okay, so I'm going to create some rules over here. Good. And then all we'll do is we'll come to class of account. This is where the totals are going to come from. Okay, and we're going to copy these lines. So these ones, copy this, come and paste it here as a name. Okay, and then copy, where is the account here? This one. And then I'll paste this here. And we need a type. Copy that as well. Paste the type here. Good. All right. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to bring the account codes for these lines. Okay. These are going to be the totals. Okay. So what we're going to do is going to say equal to the next item, which is this -1. And then just drag it down like that. Good. This is giving you -1 because there's nothing over here. Fine. But we know that after expense, what's the next category? After expense, it says fixed assets. Okay, so -1 of that will be 299,999, right? Good. We just want to make sure that these lines, these totals will be the very last item for each of these classes, right? Good. So for revenue, which is 1 million, the total revenue is going to be 1049999, basically. Good. And same for these ones. Good. Now I'm just going to change this to total. Space, copy this, enter, come here. paste this here, enter, paste this here, enter, paste this here, enter. Good. So we have totals. These are their closing lines. Good. Now let's go back to the accounts over here. Good. Now you'll notice that for each of the total, okay, or the subtotal in this case, there's a tilde. Okay, this tilde helps us to sort so that the totals are always at the bottom. Is that okay? They always remain at the bottom. And then the grand total is also indicated by this sign, which has a lower sorting order than the total with the tilde. Good. So those are just to help us identify the totals and also sort them so that they're always at the bottom. So I'm going to come over here and then just bring the tilde for each of them. Like that, like this, like that. Enter. Good. So these are the totals. Good. Now we'll have total income, which is the sum of total revenue and other income, right? So total income. I need more space. We have gross profits. Okay, and then we'll have what? Profits or loss. It's okay. These are the other three lines. So when you come here, you see total income, you see gross profit, and then you see what? Profit or loss. Good. So those are the ones. Now those ones will be demarcated with the arrow. Okay. Let me see. I think I have it copied somewhere. Okay, I have it here. So let me copy this. Okay, and paste this here. And paste this here. I'll place this arrow in the description so that it will be easy for you to copy it because it's probably very hard to come by this. I don't even remember how I came by this arrow. Great. So we have this. Good. Now for total income, it's going to be the last thing after total other income. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this guy, paste this here as value. Okay. And change this guy to 8. So Control C, Control Shift V. Change this one to 8 so that it comes right before this guy. I'll do the same thing for cost of sales. Copy this, paste this here, Control Shift V, and change this one rather. Control Shift V, this to 8, and then do the same thing here. Control V, right? And change this one to 8. Good. The reason why these ones have to be, they are the very last ones, right? So they take the places of these guys. Okay, good. And then I can just copy these 3 and paste them here. And then there are various type of this one account types based on here. And I can delete this row. Good. So these are going to be our subtotals, basically. So these are the subtotals we're going to be using in the grand totals. And then we'll come back to our app over here. We're just going to refresh this. Let's see what happens. Good. So we have total over there, total, like this. Now this is just sorted based on the order is written over there. So we'll come to income statement here. Let me change this. And then we'll come to sort. We're going to sort this by accounts. Good. So we have something like this. So we sort them by account and you see the totals go to the bottom over there. Good. So with the account, we'll be able to sort it. And the reason why we need the symbols over there is it makes it easy to do the computation, right? Separates the two types of totals. Okay, so we have this in place, right? Now we're going to go into the interesting bit. That's calculating our total amounts. Okay, now to calculate our total amount, we need to first filter our GL to make sure that we are taking only the lines we are interested in. Okay, so we're going to create a slice of the GL, and I'm going to make sure that this time around, we are taking only income statement lines that falls within a specific range we've selected, or date range we selected. Good, so we're going to come here, come to GL, and we have something similar. Currently, we have a slice that's used to slice the GL based on a GL account selected and then a date duration, right? So if you remember 2 videos ago, there was a video on how you could create a filter into each GL account, right? Good. So we're going to make a replication, or we're going to duplicate this slice, and then we're just going to alter it a bit to make sure this time around we're taking all income statement lines, not just one GL. And then we are going to use the same date filter to filter the data. Good. So this is the existing one for the GL. I'm just going to duplicate this guy. Good. I'm going to call this income statement GL. Good. So this is the income statement GL. All right. Now what we're going to do is over here, it says main account equal to any user's control, blah, blah, blah. What the user has selected basically as the main account he wants, the selected account. So this time we're going to take this guy off. We don't want him. All we want is that the statement is equal to income statement. Those are the lines we're interested in. Is that okay? So we want to select only those that are income statement lines that fall within the duration that has been selected by the user. So save. Good. So it's from this particular section we're going to calculate all our totals and amounts and everything. Good. So let's come back to our main. Okay. So right here we have everything. We have total debit, total credit. This is being used by the trial balance. So we are now going to calculate the income statement amount, or the amount, which is going to be used by both income statement and balance sheet. But let's just create amount. So I'm going to say amount income statement. Okay. And then this is basically going to come from, so sum related. Okay, so we have related GL, which is the entire GL, right? Related to the entire GL. But remember, we just created a slice for our income statement. So it'd be better if we just have a related income statement field like this. So right here, there's a ref that says ref of rows GL main account. Let's copy this and create our own related. So we're going to say related income statement. Good. And paste this formula and change the GL to our income statement GL. So now this gives us a related, right? A related table that's only specific to the duration that's been selected by the user from the slides, right? Good. We're going to click done. And then we're going to do our amount all over again. So amount for income statement. Click here. All right. So we're going to say sum related income statement net debit plus sum related statement net credit. Good. Click save, click done. Okay, so there's our amount. Good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all the columns I don't need in my income statement. So come here, come to main. I need a name. I don't think I need this guy. Class of account, no. Type, no. All these guys, I don't need them. Total debit, total credit, no, I don't need that. User income statement. Good. So I only have the name and the income statement. Good. Now you can see I have a lot of zeros, right? I don't need to see the ones that are zeros. I'll take those ones out. But because right now I have total other income and then total income at 0, I need to be careful when taking it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and I'm going to come to income statement. I'm going to alter my condition here. I'm going to say, and aside it being income statement, the amount must be greater than 0. Amount is equal to, is greater than 0, close brackets, and click save. Click save here. Good. So now what's going to happen is all the zeros are going to leave, but then our totals are also gone, right? So we need to fix this. Okay, so we need to come up with another condition. So it's either you are a total, meaning you have the what's the word? Tilde, you have the tilde, or you have the arrows, or your amount must be greater than 0. One of these three conditions. Okay, so we're going to say or left name 1. So when you say left of name, the first character, we want the first left character of name 1 should be equal to tilde. That's one of the conditions. Or left name 1, right? Good. Left name 1 is equal to Control Shift C, this guy, or the amount must be greater than 0. So you have to be an income statement line. That's the first condition. That's compulsory for everyone. Good. And then you have to be one of these three things. It's either your first character is a tilde, your first character is the arrow, or your first or your amount is greater than 0. One of these three things before you are actually included in this slide. So I'm going to click save and save over here. And then you see that even though our totals are 0, they pop up, right? Because they meet the other criteria, which is having these characters in front of them. So that's why those characters are very important. Okay. Now we have this in place. Now what we want to do is we've calculated our amounts. We need to create a column that calculates the total. Okay, good. That's a very interesting formula. But let's get it done. Good. So we'll come here, click this plus, and then we're going to create total. So we're going to call this total amount underscore IS. IS because we're going to do the same thing for balance sheet as well. Good. So the first one, okay, which is for all the subtotals, right? Good. We're just going to say if, okay, you don't have one of these two things. So name, what we just wrote over there. Okay, so the formula is going to start off by saying if left name, okay, 1 is not equal to tilde, okay. So let me copy this guy, copy, or, comma, is not equal to, what do you see, this, then I want automatic dash, nothing. Other than that, give me 1. Something like this. Okay, so if you do not have this as your first character of this blank in this column, other than that, give me 1. I just want you to appreciate what you're trying to do over here. Okay, so let's come here and let's add this column. Total amount. Good. Let's save this. Okay, so we have nothing popping up. So what we're expecting was that, let me see. We're saying that if the name does not contain this or that, okay, it has to be and, not all. So because it can contain one or the other, and then you will get nothing. So and will make sure that, yes. So and this one's be blank and all. The ones that we want them to pop up will show. Okay, good. So that's the first condition. Now the second condition is going to say that, okay, now if, right, if you belong to this category, so let me copy these guys and then paste them here. Equal to, if your first character belongs to this category, good. What I want you to do is I want you to go into the income statement slides we did and sum all the accounts that have the same class as you. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say sum, select, sorry, income statement slides. We want to go to income statement slides. We want to sum amounts, right? Good. Comma. Now we want to sum amount where in the slide. So we are taking the income statement class. So we want a class is equal to, I want to go to the GL. Let's go to the GL. So under Data Explorer, let's check the GL if we have class of account over there. Okay, we don't have class of account in the GL. That means we need to stop this and go and create that first. So we can compare and make sure that it's summing up everybody that belongs into that class. So if it's in revenue, it will sum up everything for revenue and give it to the total revenue. If it is other income, it will sum up everything in other income class and give it to the other income total. Good. So I'm going to pause this over here. Can I copy this guy? Or you know what, let's do it again for understanding purposes. Let's come back to data, come to GL. Okay, we're going to add a class for GL. So we have GL COA main. No, not main. COA class. Okay, good. So we're going to just say, give us the main account. It's a ref, so I'm going to bring the dots and then open square bracket, class of account. So it's going to map to the class of account and give me the various class of account as a field. Good. Now that I have this, let me first save this. And then we can redo the formula again. Okay, so we'll come back here and then we're going to do our calculations for the total. So instead of 1, we're going to say, paste this formula. So if left is equal to this, it should be if, sorry. If left is equal to this time around, I want you to do a sum. Okay, go into the income statement GL, give me amounts. Okay, where, right, where the GLCOA, so let me see if it's showing here. The GLCOA, this is what I want. Let me set it. Good. The GLCOA is equal to this row dot, and then we want to the class of account. Good. So it's summing. Hold on, I didn't bring my select. Okay, good. Other than that, give me some. Yes. Okay, so this is the second condition. So left, if everyone begins with a tilde, that's what we call it. I want you to go into the income statement GL, one slice for just the income statement, some amount where the GL class of account is equal to this row's class of account. If not, give me 0. So let me save this. And I'm going to click save. So you're going to see over here that for each of them, so total revenue, you see this is a summation of these three, giving you that. This guy is a summation of just the only other income line we have. Here, cost of sale is only this. We have that over here. and then expenses, total expenses, this, which is a summation of this. Good. You realize that the profits, gross profits, total income, they are all not showing anything, right? They are all zero, right? Because we said if anything else, give me zero. Good. Now, because these three operate differently, total income, which is the sum of other income and total revenue, it's very different from how gross profit operates. Gross profit is the difference between total income and then cost of sales. Completely different. Good. And then profit is the difference between gross profit and then profit and then total expenses. So we can have one cut out formula for that. So what we need to do is to write a formula for each line, basically, which is very tedious. But then, hey, we're going to do it. Good. So we're going to say if name equals to total income, like this. Okay, so if name equals to total income, what do we want? So I'm going to bring a comma. I'm going to say it's basically going to be this formula, but it's going to be tweaked, okay, to make sure you're picking that for total revenue and then other income, total other income, basically. So sum, select, okay. No, not, hold on, undo. Sum, then select as a function. Good. And we're going to say income GL, right? Amount. And this is where the conditions come. So we need two conditions, or where GOL class of account is equal to. Now we're going to list the ones for revenue and expense. So revenue is 10, is a million basically. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. I'm going to copy this guy. The reason why the 1 million is in double quotations is because we've set all our IDs to text, right? And this is 1,000,005. So that's all. That's select. That's sum. No, that's sum. That's if. That's if. And that's if. Good. So over here, we need to bring it 0. Good. So this 0 represents those that have not been calculated for yet. Let's click save. Let's see how that shows. Good. So over here, you see now we have total income, which should be a sum of this guy and that, which looks fairly right? When I bought the figure, 16,167 and then 88,000, I think should be 256. We'll validate that to make sure it's right. Okay, let's continue. So we've done the first one. Now, all we're going to do is just copy and paste this, right, for the other lines. And it's getting a bit clumsy over here. The good news is that AppSheet has this icon called format. When you click on it, it just formats your code and makes it much more readable. All right, good. So over here where we have 0, we're going to change this. I'm going to copy all this guy. I just want to make sure I've picked up to the end. Okay, good. So I'm going to copy this guy. Come here, clear this and paste. Ooh, it's getting very interesting. So from total income, we're going to clear this. Make sure I'm picking the right value, which is gross profit, I believe. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah. Paste this. Okay, good. So for gross profit, we are taking revenue, which is the sum of all this. And we're going to less cost of sales. So I'm going to just click minus. Okay. Copy all of this. I know it looks incredibly crazy, but follow me. Paste this. Remove this guy. Remove the or here as well. Okay. So here we have this sum of this. Now for cost of sales, it's 2 million. Okay, when you check over here, cost of sales is belongs to the class was 2 million, right? Good. So that's what we have over here, 2 million. Now we just need to make sure we close this, right? Sum this minus that. select this. No. So this is all. Select this, sum that. Good. This is this. This is that. The if over here, we need to bring a 0 for those that have not been calculated. Okay, this is that. This is this. And I think we need one more bracket. Good. Okay. So now we have our gross profit, which is this less that. And one more and we are done, I promise. Okay, good. So we come back here. Okay, and then now we have the formula for gross profit, which was this minus this. Good. The last one is going to be formula for to profit or loss, which is going to be very similar to gross profit. Okay, so we're just going to come here, copy everything before the 0, like this, copy this, take off the 0, press enter, and then paste that. Need to be very careful doing this now. Good. I'm going to change the name to this time around profit and loss. Mind you, once we are doing it this way, that means the names cannot change. Is that okay? If you feel like the names can change, then you probably be better off using the account code because account code will definitely not change, which I think is actually an advisable way to go about this. When we paste this, good. So profit and loss like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say income is this, blah, blah, blah. And then for expense, we're going to add another section for expense because this is cost of sales. Paste this over here, close this here. And then this one is going to be 2, 5 because you see expense. What's expense? Expense is 2005000, right? Good. So we have this in place. We have that good. Now, considering the fact that profit and loss is always going to be the last item, you then realize that we don't necessarily need to bring another if statement because if we do that, we need to bring another 0. So what we can do is take off this whole if statement again, like this, so that this is going to read this way. All right, good. Other than that, we need to bring another if not or value if false, basically. All right, 0. So I'm going to leave it this way. I'm going to click save. Good. And then we have our profits of 171,988. Good. And so guys, that's it. So we basically now completed our income statement. Let me just open this in a tablet view. So you have this. Now we're just going to do some formatting over here. I'll come here to format tools. Okay. I'm going to click for the main, create. I'll say sub totals. Good. And then you know the formula we're going to use. So it's going to be left is equal to this. I'm going to click save. I'm going to highlight the name. I'm going to highlight the amount, hold command or control, select amount and total, and then I'll come and select blue, not this one. Good. So we have this. I'll bold in this, make this bold. Good. Maybe I can increase this a bit. Yeah. So you see that looks neat. Okay. And then you can just duplicate this guy. Say this is what grand total. Okay. This time around, the icon is going to be our famous grand total icon. See, it's already that way. And then we're going to change this to green, right? And I'm going to make it even bigger. Yeah. So we have something like this. Nicely done, right? Save. So you see, just like that, you've created what? Your income statement over here. Now, I don't want these zeros over here showing here. It's not neat. I want it to be blank. So where the icon has either the tilde or it has the arrow, we don't want amounts to have this. So I'm going to come back here, come to COA, and then I'm going to format this. I'm going to say if, let me just copy paste this. Why do I keep trying to? If this one equals to this, where's my or statement? Or, comma, closing brackets, comma, paste it again, equals to Control C, this. I want you to give me blank like that. So if name, first character of the name equals to this or this, I want a blank. Other than that, I want some of this. Click save, click done, then it becomes neat. See that? Neat. Great. So we have this for our income statement. So basically creating the balance sheet should be very straightforward from here.